Is Joe Mixon going to get cut by the Cincinnati Bengals? The reason I am bringing this back, this is going to be a super short segment, is because stop reporting this. I'm annoyed by this as much as Chus is annoyed by all the quarterbacks being linked to Pittsburgh. I think it's been the last 3 seasons that someone has reported that it's extremely likely that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to cut Joe Mixon. And this year, Joe Mixon was even just like, okay, bud, right. So if you are constantly just feeding us this information, you better have a very good source, because at this point, Bengals fans are just looking at it and laughing. And there's really nobody in free agency that the Bengals are going to sign and get cheaper at the position and get more of a production out. Unless, and people keep saying Saquon Barkley. I have seen Saquon Barkley to the Bengals so much. Why? Why would the Bengals do that? Why would the Bengals cut Joe Mixon to get similar production, probably paying more for Saquon, and he's more injury prone? The Bengals aren't going to do that. The only way, and I know this isn't going to happen, is if Derrick Henry, for some reason, is like, hey, I'll take a massive pay cut as a running back who already doesn't get paid what I probably should be to come to Cincinnati. That is the only guy who I could really justify seeing coming into Cincinnati to replace Joe Mixon at this point. And you're not even going to get, like, that's not even a long-term solution. I don't know. Have you seen this? Have you seen these rumors?
I've only seen them through you. I mean, I don't really follow the Bengals as much as like you do. So like, obviously, like I'm going to get more Pittsburgh news about every quarterback,
Right.
And you're going to get all the news about Joe Mixon. I see you tweeting about it and how angry you get because I obviously still go on Twitter here and there, but I saw it and I was just like, oh, this is interesting. I mean, unless like there was a reason, I can't really see you guys letting Joe Mixon go unless there was like a situation where it was like, oh, like one of the contracts were up. Like, for example, like it was like, oh yeah, like you're in a situation where it's like, oh yeah, you got to pay Jamar Chase and T and Joe Burrow. And it's like, and you have Joe Mixon on like a, however many $1 million contract, and you need to sign these guys. And like, these guys are more important than Mixon. Mixon is replaceable, blah, 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 blah. Then at that point, yeah, but like, you don't, you just franchise tag T, you still got Jamar Chase for a while and you got Burrow. So it's like, I don't necessarily, unless like they're eyeing somebody up, not necessarily in free agency, but like in the draft, I don't really see you guys letting Mixon go. And I don't really know if you guys are even linked to running backs.
Even if, like you say, let's take Blake Corum in the 3rd round. Why would you cut Joe Mixon? Yes, you have Chase Brown, but then you have really a rookie in Chase Brown because he was injured for a lot of his rookie season. And then a definite rookie in Blake Corum. That's what you're going to march in, which, yes, you can win with that, but you don't gain anything. I don't think, unless the difference in a T. Higgins contract is $6 million in the extension. Okay, then okay, you can cut Joe Mixon, I guess, but why is that the position? And this doesn't make sense to me. And Matthew Berry is the one who was like promoting it. He put out like 25 things he heard at the combine, and one of them was Bengals are going to cut Joe Mixon and Tyler Boyd is not returning, which I feel like he just added the Tyler Boyd is not returning as a way to just be like, see, this is real, because literally anyone can tell you Tyler Boyd is not returning. Tyler Boyd knew Tyler Boyd wasn't returning.
I'm interested to see where Tyler Boyd goes.
I am too, and I've seen him linked to both Kansas City and Pittsburgh, which Pittsburgh makes sense, but I would hate both of those things. So,
well, Kansas City, they were going to be a landing spot for T. Higgins because they need a wide receiver. So, because Patrick Mahomes can win with anybody, really. I mean, he won with Rashee Rice and Marquez Valdez-Scantling and what's that other guy? Kadarius Toney that played a couple of times. Like he's able to win with random dudes, but like I think they want somebody that's a little bit more like stable, like that's actually like that's why I think I wouldn't have been surprised if T went there if he wasn't franchise tagged. And in this case, Tyler Boyd's would also be a really good wide receiver to get thrown to. Now with Pittsburgh, I don't know because obviously we're trying to build everything back up, so I don't really know what the Steelers are going to do, or if a wide receiver is even on our block right now.
Do not believe that Joe Mixon is getting cut by the Bengals until the Bengals themselves tweet it out. And then even then, maybe have a little bit of doubt. I have heard this reported so many times that I might need to, like, opening day, if Joe Mixon doesn't come out in a Bengals jersey, then I'll be like, okay, yeah, they cut him.
Because I feel like that's a little wild. I think at some point.
That's how many times he almost got arrested last year, and the Bengals still kept him.
I thought for sure that was going to be it for him. I thought that was done.
Twice. He almost got arrested twice, and the Bengals still kept him. That's why I'm like, why do you keep reporting this? Stop reporting this unless like it's a surefire thing. I'm like hot.
Mixon.
Like
Mixon fixin'.
I'm like hot and angry.
You guys should cut Joe Mixon to go get Todd Gurley.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what the articles are all like. They're like, well, if they cut Joe Mixon, they can get this other guy who has similar production but might get injured halfway through the season.